All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our call tonight. This is our June Epic corporate call. Thanks for being here with us. We've got a great call for you tonight, some great promotions. We've got an event to share with you that we think is really exciting. And we even have a first time guest speaker, which is really great to have. And we've got some promotion, not only promotions for the field to announce, but we have some position promotions, pin promotions, and all sorts of great recognition tonight. So we are going to go ahead and just jump right in. Welcome, all of you. I know some of you are actually brand new to Epic, so especially welcome to you. You've made a great decision joining this opportunity, joining this business. You've actually joined a family of entrepreneurs who have your success in mind. And that's the wonderful thing about this business, is that you're not just doing it by yourself. You're doing it with your upline, you're doing it with your downline, you're doing it with corporate's help. And we are here with you every step of the way, because when you succeed, everybody succeeds. And that's actually the foundation of our business, especially given our acronym, given our name, that which comes from the concepts of building equity in your business, building profitability, doing that with integrity, and building a sense of community. And on top of all that, we have our benefits of equity program, which is second to none in the entire industry, because that's where we really put our money where our mouth is and give you an opportunity to earn a percentage of the company, earn a stake in the future of the company based on your long-term performance. So not only do you have a great opportunity, great business plan, great compensation plan, but even above and beyond that, you have the chance to earn an equity stake in the company through the benefits of equity program. So it really is the right place at the right time. And if you are new, welcome, but also congratulations. All right, a couple housekeeping items. We want to remind you once again that we're building out a new version of our text distribution list. We're basically just making sure that all the folks that want to be on it moving forward are on it. It needed a little bit of a rebuild. So if you haven't done so already in the last 30 to 60 days, go ahead and hold your camera up to this, your phone camera up to this QR code, or simply text the word EPIC to 855-957-5608, and that will opt you in. That will make sure that you're on that list, and you'll get those special announcements. We don't send them very often. We send them maybe once a week for a big promotion, a couple times when we're making sure that you know about this call every month. And, sometimes just some special announcements that come along. But it's not too terribly many messages, so you won't get inundated, but it's definitely a way to stay on tap with everything going on with Epic. All right, we also want to make sure you know about an event coming up in just about 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks. Saturday the 14th in Brooklyn is going to be a very special live event, 10 a.m. sharp. As you can see, it's only $25 a person, which is just phenomenal for an event of this magnitude with speakers this fantastic. In fact, SVP Jamel Meeks is actually flying in to Brooklyn to join Platinum Senior Vice President Jovens Moncour for this very special Super Saturday. I'm going to invite Jovens at the end of the call to say a couple words about this as we get closer to the end tonight, just so you can take notes and make sure that that you're all primed and ready for this New York City Metro event. And worth noting, of course, that not only is it only $25 for you, but your guests are free. So you get to tap into the expertise and the dynamicism, if I said that right, dynamism of these great leaders to show prospects this opportunity. All right, we got some promotions too we want to make sure you're aware of. And of course, you can always find those promotions in your back office, but also just by going right to myepic.store and either clicking on the banner up at the top for the flash sales, or you can just type in myepic.store/flash-sale, just like you see here on the slide at the bottom of the screen. Two different things going on right now. Of course, we have, as always, our Epic Deal of the Week, which runs from Friday through Thursday each week. That means every Friday morning we drop a new promotion. They've been fantastic promotions lately. You don't want to miss out on this week's promotion. You can save up to $250 on purchases of $600 or more. That's like almost 50%, which is unreal. You just have to use coupon code SAVE250 at checkout, and you will automatically get that discount applied to your cart, and so will your customers, of course. So make sure you're getting the word out about SAVE250 as a coupon code to your customers. And that's valid only through Thursday evening. So you've got today, tomorrow, and Thursday, 3 days left for this great epic deal of the week. And then in celebration of Father's Day coming up, we've got the Father's Day gift bundle. It's actually 5 different mini bundles that you can choose from. Cynthia and her team have put together really cool sets of products that kind of complement each other based on people's interests. And you can pick from any one of those 5 mini bundles at a great deal. And they do, of course, make a great Father's Day gift, but certainly anybody can benefit from these bundles. So check both of those out. And you've got till the 12th for the mini bundles, but just remember the epic deal of the week ends Thursday at midnight this week. All right. We are also extending a couple really popular promotions. We actually even had somebody promote to ED this month in May with this play ball promotion. ET, I'm sorry. Patrina, congratulations. You promoted to ET using the play ball promotion. And the way it works is that it's based on your production in the calendar month of June only. So it doesn't matter what you've done in May. It doesn't matter what you do in July. This is an opportunity for your production in the calendar month of June to allow you to get to the next pin position. Regardless of whether you've ever reached that pin before, you can promote from IMR to ET with just one new personally enrolled IMR and $50 in personal customer volume. You can promote from ET to ED with just 2 new IMRs enrolled in your ET open line and $75 in personal customer volume. And this is the big one. You can actually promote from ED to ND, which is a huge leap in the compensation plan. Just from June production alone, if you have 4 new IMRs in your open line ED, in your ED open line, which is, that's not front line to you. That's ED open line. That gives you a lot of opportunities to bring 4 new partners in. And then add to that $125 in personal customer volume within the month of June, and you are going to promote from ED to ND. And you can actually stack these promotions. If you achieve the first one, you can go ahead and achieve the second one right within the same month and get to the next position and so on. So this is a rare opportunity within one calendar month to get all the way up to ND potentially with this promotion. We're also extending a very popular promotion in which new representatives who enroll during the month of June and add Platinum Plus and then stay on Platinum Plus for 3 months. So at the end of that 3rd month, that new representative will receive an extra 250 benefits of equity shares. And we talked about it at the top of the call. This is a unique program to E.P.I.C. Nobody else has benefits of equity. Probably no one else ever will, because it takes a lot of guts to put that out on the table, provide our field, our representatives, our partners a chance to have a stake in our future success indefinitely, and with no cap, no limits to what the level that success could reach. Also, congratulations to a newly promoted executive director, Brittany Scruggs. Congratulations. It was a great month for Brittany, and this is a new high pin level for her. So we're really proud of that, and hopefully that this is an example of how you can just stack successes. You could get to ED this month, and then through that play ball promotion, you could be at ND before the month's even out using that promotion. So definitely make sure that you're checking out the promotions in your back office, really carefully understanding them, calling representative services if you don't understand them, and working out a game plan, a strategy with your upline to succeed and achieve these bonuses and these promotions during the month. If you have that game plan in front of you and you just take those methodical steps every day, you can absolutely hit a lot of these benchmarks, and you'll be rolling into July with a head of steam. Also, congratulations to our April Customer Club honorees. Remember, we always trail this by 1 month, so this is not the May Customer Club. This is for the month of April. And we had 2 individuals earn the $100 bonus that comes from having $250 in personal CV. Congratulations once again, and as always, Patricia Lloyd for achieving this milestone, as well as Teddy and Vicky Moore. Both leaders in the company, both leading from the front as usual, setting the bar, setting the mark for those on their team to show what can be done. All right, now let's go to our leaderboards for the month of May. These were the top customer producers for each open line in the month of May, and we had quite a sweep here, as you can see. Our top producer at open line ET, ED, ND, and SVP, the sweep. Congratulations to Teddy and Vicky Moore. Wonderful, wonderful job. Once again, like I said on the previous slide, leading from the front. And that is an unbelievable accomplishment to lead all four of those leaderboards at the open line levels of each for a single month. And then congratulations also to our top customer producer at open line PSVP, Dave and Carol Silverman. Now to our top IMR production, and we had quite a stacked leaderboard this month. So we definitely made a point to add the folks that tied. We had several ties in the number 2 spot. So we're going to go through these individuals. They deserve it to get some special recognition tonight. Our top IMR producer at Open Line ET, once again, Teddy and Vicky Moore, just like with the customers. And then at number 2, we had a 3-way tie. Congratulations, Yvonne Graham, Gabrielle Howard, and Perlisha Watts Andrews. At Open Line ED, once again, number 1 to Teddy and Vicky Moore. A 3-way tie for number 2 with Yvonne Graham, Donald Singleton, and Patricia Lloyd. Open Line ND IMR production, once again, the top of the leaderboard this month. What a month for Teddy and Vicky Moore. And a tie at number 2 with Yvonne Graham, Donald Singleton, and Patricia Lloyd. At Open Line SVP, completing the sweep of these 4 open line positions, Teddy and Vicky Moore, and tied for number 2, Donald Singleton and Patricia Lloyd. And our top IMR producer at Platinum Senior Vice President, Dave and Carol Silverman. Congratulations. All right, now before we get to our guest speaker tonight, and it's a great one. In fact, it's a guest speaker we have never had on a corporate call. In fact, some of you may have never heard from this young lady on any of our calls. And I'm super excited to hear from her tonight. But before we do that, we did want to circle back and just give you a little bit more feedback and information about that Super Saturday event coming soon in Brooklyn, New York. So if Platinum Senior Vice President Jovens Moncora is on the line, Jovens, could you give us a little bit more information?
Sure. How are you? Thanks for having me on. Great
Absolutely.
Call, Mike. Congratulations to everyone that got promoted. Great job. Keep it up. Let's double up and triple up this month. I'm very, very excited to welcome a super duper Senior Vice President, Ms. Jamel Meeks, to the New York City market. It's been a while since we've had a guest come from outside the market. I think the last one we had was a regional event. I'm not sure if Jamel has ever been to New York to do a Super Saturday, but it's super excited. So all of you guys that are in the tri-state area that knows anyone in the tri-state area, within 3 hours, you need to get them there. You know, Jamel is a first lady or former first lady of a huge, in a popular church, in the Chicago area. And she is an extraordinary leader. She doesn't know that, but I do look up to her. She's one of my mentors, and watching her and how she moves in silence. But then when she speaks very loud, clear, without speaking loud, if you understand what I'm saying. So very powerful. The team is excited. We're inviting people. I think I invited about 20 people myself personally to get to that event, to come and hear her out. And we're going to have Yvonne Graham there. Look at Yvonne. Yvonne's about to talk. National Director Yvonne Graham. She's going to be there along with the rest of the team. Shout out, Yvonne. Congratulations for speaking on the corporate call tonight. I know we're going to have both online and in-person registration. The registration online is going to be the same price as in person. Okay, it's going to be the same price. So we will send out a Zelle and different ways of paying for that. So those of you guys that want to get online, I will send out the link to everyone that gets paid, that registers. Okay, so we're going to send that link and wait for you to register. We'll set that up maybe in the next week. But I'm just excited. I can't wait. It's been a while since we've had a guest, and the New York market was built on special guests coming into the market. So I don't know if Miss Meeks is on the line, but she's busy. If you want to say a couple words, just want to quickly invite you to say a couple words because this is an exciting time. I think she was on the line.
Yeah, let me see. I might have her muted. Let me just see.
It's
She's
first for
here.
me.
She's here.
Yeah, she said it's a first for me. Excited to be there. Okay, she's probably busy, but she did respond and said it's a
Here
first for
I
me.
am. Can
Okay,
you
go
hear me?
ahead. Loud and
Yes.
clear.
Yeah. I'm excited. Thank you so much for inviting me to come on. Yes, it is my first time in the New York market for an event. I'm excited to be there. I have some cousins in the New York area, so I'm looking forward to having them out. And I'm certainly looking forward to being with you, Platinum Senior Vice President. And we all have admired your strength and your leadership. And I'm coming to learn, I'm coming to throw down, and we're coming to have a good time on that Saturday. So no matter what you all do, make sure you are in the room live or with us virtually, because it's going down in New York. I'm going to have me a big slice of cheese, pizza, and all that stuff. So just come on out, enjoy the time with us. We love to have a good time, and we love to see you. Thank you.
Wow, powerful, powerful. All right, guys. So you hear it. Stay tuned for the information coming very soon. Thank you so much, corporate, once again for everything that you do. Thank you for positioning us with the benefits of equity and such great and beautiful products and services, and an opportunity to just do so much out there, not only make money but to change lives. So thank you so much, guys. Looking forward to building this company.
All right. Thank you, Jovins, and thank you, Jamel. Really exciting opportunity there in New York City. Hopefully everybody can have enough lead time here to make this happen. Now we're going to move on to our guest speaker. Jovins kind of gave you a little bit of a teaser there, let you know. It is a leader in our business, a national director who has really been a steady rock through the last 20 years with this company, and has stayed the course and has done the things, the little things that matter, has supported her team, has worked with her upline. And it's just a pleasure tonight to provide this opportunity for Yvonne to share her thoughts. You know, I'm not going to give too much of her backstory, but not only has she spent 20 years with this company, but she has an illustrious career as an educator with a tremendous story, teaching multiple grades, including 20 years as a sixth grader, working her way up, not only working her way up through the education system, going from not even having a teaching degree to becoming a principal of a school over the years, but in many of those years, doubling as a bank auditor on nights and weekends just to make the dream work. And that just kind of shows the work ethic, shows the tenacity of this young lady, and why she's, you know, really kind of gives you a signal of why she's been so successful in this business as well. So we're proud to have her as our guest tonight. And I am proud to introduce our guest speaker, National Director, Yvonne Graham.
Hip hip
Yeah, take
hooray,
myself
Yvonne.
off of mute.
There you
Yes,
go.
yes.
Oh my gosh, y'all don't know my heart is beating like beep 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 beep. My stomach is making circle turns all inside of me and all. But I have to first say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to my Lord and Savior for allowing me to be here at this space in this time, and to also, of course, thank Nelson Gerard for this awesome company that he has allowed us to be a part of, along with Mike Gilbert, who has been here for as long as I can remember. And of course, all of the staff at the oxygen site. Woo! Y'all are some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. And I am so grateful and thankful for you giving me this opportunity to share a little bit about myself with those of us that are joining us tonight. So, without further ado, I am here to share with you my journey as a network marketer. And I chose this because I know we have quite a few new people that have joined our company, as well as those of us who have been here for such a long, long time. So first, let me say that I had never, ever heard of network marketing. I had really never heard of it. All I knew was that once I graduated from high school, I was going to college and major in psychology. Once I graduated from college, I would find a job that was related to my major, and I would be well on my way. However, that did not happen. Finding a job that had anything to do with psychology meant going back to school for at least another 2 years and getting another degree. And at this precise time, I was not interested in going back to school. I'm not going to say I didn't go back, because I did later, but I was not interested in going back to school after I graduated those 4 years. All I was looking at was being guaranteed that I could have a job, and furthermore, all I wanted was just a job. So I began scrolling through the want ads in the newspaper. So I guess that tells you something, because I don't even know if they even put want ads in newspapers anymore. So it didn't take me long to find an ad that I felt that would be interesting. And it said, bank tellers wanted, call to apply, which is what I did. I was given instructions to where I had to report and to whom I was going to speak to. Come to find out, I was applying for a teller's position at the Greenpoint Savings Bank, which no longer exists, for one of their offices located in Brooklyn. I got the job and started the same week. Working at the bank was great. It gave me an opportunity to meet, service, and to get to know people, especially our regular customers. After some time had passed, one of the officers from the 77th Precinct came to my window and informed me that the Board of Education, which is now known as the Department of Education, were looking for people who were interested in being substitute teachers. I thanked him for the information, and I told him I would look into it. I figured they would want to see my college transcript, which I knew I only had, and a lot of people don't know this, I only had one educational course that I took while I was at Adelphi. And one thing that no one knows is that one course, I received a final grade of D.
Thank you for making everyone's
So
awesome.
But what the heck? I was always told you never let an opportunity pass you by. So I chose to go and see if it was possible for me to be hired. Guess what? That one course had nothing to do with me being qualified. It was all those psych classes that were equivalent to education classes that got me the job. So now I have not one job, but 2 jobs. I definitely wanted to keep the bank job just in case the substitute position didn't work out, because we all know how we treated our substitute teachers when our regular teacher was not in class. So I go to my supervisor and I tell him the situation. He suggests I go to HR, and maybe they might be able to tell me what they can do for me. So I went to HR, and I went to HR and I told them the situation about me now also having a job with the Department of Education. And what they did, they offered me a position as an assistant auditor. That meant I could work the banking floors in the evening and on Saturdays. You know, I gladly accepted that. So being an assistant auditor proved to me or provided me with the opportunity to meet more people. One person in particular was a woman who worked in their main office. Her name was Sharon Dale. We would often go to lunch together when I was at her office. Over time, we got to know one another pretty well and even found out we had mutual friends in common. Then one day, she shared with me that she had a home-based business and would I be interested in coming to one of her meetings. Now, like I said at the very beginning of this, I had no idea what network marketing was. So she was the one who introduced me to network marketing. I told her, sure, I would go with her. I didn't even ask what it was that she did. Come to find out, it was Mary Kay. I told her, I listened, but in the back of my mind, I knew I wouldn't be joining because the only makeup I wore was lipstick. However, I knew I wanted to at least support her. So I joined. They gave me a pink case filled with all types of makeup. I took that case home and all I could think about was the 3 to 5 day cancellation period and getting my money back. So my tip to all of you is if you want to support a friend, just buy a product. That was my first, but not the last time I would encounter network marketing. The next encounter would be some 5 to 6 years later. I'm no longer working at the bank. I am now fully employed by the Department of Education as a permanent elementary school teacher. I get a phone call. It's from my brother-in-law, Walter Love, which many of you happen to know. He wanted me to join him at a convention in Madison Square Garden. He wants me to come and look at a business opportunity that a friend had shared with him and told him about. So I thought, if you didn't turn Sharon down, you know you're not going to turn a family member down. So I went. It was an Amway convention. And now hold on. Did I leave? No, come on. Sorry, for whatever reason, the screen disappeared. So I had heard about Amway, but really wasn't sure what they were really all about. When we stepped into the arena, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. There were so many people, and you could feel the energy in the arena. It was electrifying and so positive. The various topics they presented were quite interesting. I went home thinking, could I do this? My challenge was, could I find individuals who were open to doing something different from their usual daily activities? I wasn't worried about the selling of the soap powder. After all, everyone I knew washed clothes at least once a week. This I thought would be easy. However, I would soon learn there was an obstacle I did not take into consideration. The soap powder was so concentrated, it would take anywhere from 2 to 3 months before anyone would purchase another box. And besides that, I had to drop ship the products myself to my customers. I knew then This wasn't something I would be involved in for very long. However, I did not stop working the business right away. I continued for about 7 more months just to see if things would get better. It didn't. And I decided just to lay my Amway down forever. But that one incident did not stop Walter and I. We were still determined to find a market that would meet our needs. So we looked at a company called NSA. They were into water treatment systems for your home. We dipped our toes to test the water and realized that wasn't the one. There was some more, but we didn't even stay long enough for us to even remember their names. However, one day while Walter was walking down a street in downtown Brooklyn, a gentleman approached him, introduced himself. His name was John O. Jones. And he asked this question: by any chance, would you be interested in looking at a business he was expanding in the New York City area? That business was XL Telecommunications. It was the 5th largest telecommunications company in the nation. Walter and I decided that we would go see the presentation, and without hesitation, we joined. This I considered was a huge first for us. We were ready, willing, and hungry. Through John's mentorship, along with the leadership of Dave Silverman and Sherman and Ann Chambers, we were introduced to the tools we needed to become successful entrepreneurs in network marketing via XL Telecommunications. We were trained on the challenges we might face, some such as managing our time and the fear of rejection, and even the skepticism we might receive from friends and even family, which I can stand here and honestly admit, because still to this day, I have friends who have seen my success and still won't join my business. We learn valuable lessons like mindset does matter and building relationships is critical. We were achieving some significant milestones. We were moving up in rank and helping team members succeed. Our leadership skills were getting better via our commitment to be an active participant in the weekly training and development sessions we were having. Our organization was running like a fine-tuned engine. And then the unexpected happened. Kenny Trout, XL's founder, decided to sell the business. Many of us began panicking, and I will admit, I was one of those in that group too. What in the world were we going to do? One thing for sure, we knew we couldn't just stand here and do nothing. So we had to do something. And once again, John Jones stepped up and reached out to William Fawcett, who had approached him about a company called 5 Links a few years back. But at that time, we were doing so well at XL, John declined his offer. But we are problem solvers, and John went and approached William again about moving our organization over to 5 Links. It was a marriage made in heaven. And in November of 2004, I became an independent marketing rep for 5 Links. So now you know that we've changed and we've grown into an entirely different company since then. Our company is now E.P.I.C, and my current position is National Director. Just last month, I had 2 new business partners come into my organization. I have been a member of the 250 Customer Club numerous times over the years. My commitment to this organization is unwavering. And I say that because of this business, I was able to take care of my mother when I retired from the DOE in 2009 at the age of 55. I was able, because of this business, to wait until I turned 65 to collect my Social Security and take care and still take care of my mother and keep my head above water in reference to my own bills. No one could ever tell me that network marketing doesn't work, because it does, as long as you're willing to work it. Network marketing will allow you to be around people who have positive mindsets. Network marketing will provide you with relationships that are probably closer than your own family members. And I say that to let those of you who are new, that one thing we don't do, we never give up. We don't quit. No matter what hits us, we just let it slide off like water on the back of a duck. We have made a commitment, and joining this awesome company, I can only say that you are in the right place at the right time. And I so appreciate you taking the time to listening to my journey as a network marketer. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Yvonne. That was great.
Thank you.
We so appreciate you sharing your story. What a story that is. You have seen it all in this industry.
Yes, I have.
I can remember some of those days too. It just seems so long ago, and yet here we are, 2025, and the only company standing is E.P.I.C.
Yes,
And
yes.
You hitched your pony to the right cart, and we're just so glad that you had that faith in us and that you kept keeping on, and
yes.
It's a lesson for everybody. Like you said, if you hear criticism, if you get negativity, it's like water off a duck's back.
That's right.
And that's all it takes, is that kind of resilience, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. I mean, here you are, you brought in 2 partners last month, and you haven't stopped doing the things that you know you need to do. And so it's a great lesson, especially for those that maybe are on this call that not only are just brand new, but maybe they've only been in the business a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe post COVID. And you never really saw this industry necessarily the way a lot of us saw it, with the events and with those, face-to-face meetings in living rooms. It might not really be part of what you have seen very much on your journey, but that style, those efforts will never stop working. And
Absolutely.
if you're fortunate to have an upline, someone like Yvonne, someone like Teddy, someone like Jovan, someone like Dave, someone like Jamel, if you have an upline like that, someone like Patricia, someone like Teddy, you have an opportunity to learn from folks who have done it before. And if you just follow their guidance and do the simple things that they will share with you that work, you can have that same success story. So thank you so much, Yvonne. It was so great to have you on one of these calls finally. I wish we hadn't waited this long, but we're super appreciative, and you've given us a lot to think about. So thanks everyone. Let's all let Yvonne know what we thought of her tonight, and we'll say good night. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, thank you.
Thank you,
An excellent
Yvonne.
story.
Yvonne.
Thank you, Miss Yvonne.
Great job, Yvonne.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yvonne.
Yvonne.
Yes.
Amazing. Truly blessed.
Journey.
You're gonna make me cry.
Go ahead, cry,
Go ahead,
It's
cry,
okay.
girl.
It's okay to cry.
Good.
You are blessed.
You can cry. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Sharon, Yvonne.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome job, Yvonne.
Thank
We're
you.
proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining the call.
Awesome,
Yes.
Yvonne.
Great job,
Thank you.
Yvonne. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. I love you.
Love you more.
Still some folks on, right? I don't like hanging up on people.
That's all right. I'll do the honors. Good night, everyone. God bless.
Good night,
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.